For this week's discussion forum, I decided to focus on the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, particularly the clause regarding free exercise of religion. It states that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. The freedom for one to exercise his or her religion without interference from the government is an important right granted in the U.S. Bill of Rights. This protective measure is something many of our founding fathers believed was important, especially esteemed men such as Thomas Jefferson. In an article entitled The Free Exercise Clause, law professors Frederick Geidix and Michael McConnell claimed that by the time the new Constitution was constructed, religious freedom was among the most widely recognized inalienable rights of Americans. It was one that had already made an appearance in state constitutions and judicial decisions. I chose to focus on this part of the First Amendment because in the 21st century, the freedom of religion, especially one's free exercise of it, is under attack. Not that government endorses one religion over another, but rather people are being ridiculed or criticized for standing up for their religious beliefs and convictions. One example that comes to mind is the two bakers in Oregon who refused to bake a wedding cake for a gay couple. They cited that their refusal to bake the cake was on the grounds that it went against their religious beliefs. They were ordered by an Oregon court, a state court, to pay $135,000 to the couple for discriminating against them. According to a recent Fox News article published on June 17th of this year, the U.S. Supreme Court tossed the ruling against the bakers and asked the state court in Oregon to review the decision they made in a similar case regarding a Colorado baker. In that case, the justices ruled that the state of Colorado had demonstrated, quote, improper hostility towards the baker's religion, end quote. This is an example of one of many cases that have emerged in the last few years. While one may consider this recent Supreme Court ruling as a victory for Christians, or a victory for religious freedom, it is not over. The issue will only lead to more debate and division. The issue of whether homosexuals can marry is not the issue at hand, for that has already been settled by the courts. The issue is whether or not Christians can refuse service to people if their lifestyle goes against their religious beliefs. Are evangelical Christians protected under the First Amendment to the Constitution, as is people of other faiths? If so, forcing them to comply with something that goes against the teachings of the Bible, which they believe to be true, is in violation of this right. Apparently, this is something the U.S. Supreme Court acknowledges, but as I stated earlier, this debate is far from over. My prayer is that people realize that every citizen is entitled to his or her beliefs or convictions, regardless if they are popular or not, and regardless of which side of the political spectrum they may fall. In conclusion, my goal was not to attack those within the homosexual community, but rather state that for Christians in America, religious liberty, or the free exercise thereof, is under attack. In doing so, I tried to be honest and objective in adherence to the established guidelines of the Department of History at Liberty University. Thanks for watching. God bless.